Hello everyone, my name is Nathan, and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included in our Ultimate Base 3.0. In the previous episode we took care of automating the critter incubation for all our future ranches. So far we're only really taking care of the stone hatchlings with 2 incubation chambers that are programmed to be hugged once every day. And then further down the line we will continue with various critters. In the end we are all gonna kill them up in order to gain some eggshells and eventually also meat that is gonna be directly transported to the kitchen. For now, however, my dupes are just gonna come here and do their thing. Now, why is this pipe? Yeah, I used that in order to fill up the loop, which, by the way, is also doing its charm. We are slowly but surely cooling this down efficiently. In the future, I would like to fill this up with a different gas. I just don't like carbon dioxide in general, so I was thinking, why not just use oxygen for that? Yeah, honestly, that is probably the wisest choice. So let's go ahead, add a bunch of pipes here. Let me see, I want to build them in a way so I can remove them later. But we want to make our way over here, I guess, and then somehow make it inside. Yeah, I think we should be coming here from the left side. This is going to allow me to remove all of them. We're going to have a vent here. However, before we do that, obviously we'll have to pump things out. So can I build this here? I think so. And we're just going to go ahead and hijack this part here by removing the actual vent, and then it goes out there. Okay, this is where we're going to pump all the carbon dioxide, and then we're going to freshly fill it up with oxygen. By the way, you also let me know how to make this a little bit more elegant. So you can see I moved all the ant gates and now everything is kind of a little bit more organized. So generally, thanks for all the tips you're giving me. I'm trying to implement as many as I can. Sometimes I totally forget. You have to know that I read every single comment. I do read them all, but I'm not often enough on the crapper to respond to each and every one of you. Also here with our chlorine, even though it is a slow process, we are getting more chlorine in the joint. So maybe another 20 or 30 cycles. I don't really know. I also don't care because we are still actively using these 2 water pools. This is just for the future here. And also the automation for this, I want to clarify this. The reason we are using a NOT gate for each of the liquid reservoirs is because I initially built it in a way so that the liquid reservoirs don't necessarily fill up at the same time. With that in mind, I kind of had to accommodate for that, but if I were to build it once again, I would just combine the 2 signals and then have one single NOT gate, and we could scrap the AND gate too. So it would actually become significantly easier, and I'm gonna show you that as soon as we build a 3rd storage, maybe for petroleum. Not sure what it's gonna be yet. So right now we're just trying to clean everything up. I'm using the auto sweepers to actually do that, and I guess that's that. Wonderful, we're already back to 3 stone hatchlings. They're all young'uns, so we'll have to wait for another egg. So, what do we want to achieve in today's episode? I would like to know what's up in space. Looking at the star map, one thing I definitely want to do is figure out where the 2nd planetoid is, because that is going to be the more important one with the oil. This guy here does not contain any oil whatsoever. But they do have some poke shells and beehives. That's going to be interesting. And pips. I love those. So essentially we're going to need a rocket in order to conduct a little bit of research, but also explore the surroundings. And we're going to use carbon dioxide because that is just what we have plenty of right now. And I think the way I'm going to do this for now is extend this pipe. Let me see. How hot is it or cold is it in here? Still -8 degrees, but it doesn't get really bad. Yeah, I don't want to build this pipe all out of insulated tiles. I think it's just gonna be too crazy. So as of this point, we're gonna switch to normal granite pipes. Wait, that's still insulated. I want normal granite pipes right there. And we're gonna make our way all the way down. I guess up to this point maybe, and then right here we can have our pump, you know. So this part here is going to be carbon dioxide for quite a while. Yeah, look at that. We in fact have nothing else here. So carbon dioxide is something we definitely don't lack. Let's just grab that cable, hook it up, and that's all we needed, right? This is now going to be connected to our spaceship. The question is, are we going to stick with the Spacefarer nose cone? I mean, we do not have a lot of space. Probably not even for a telescope. I think I did not even unlock the big telescope yet, but yeah, look at that. Telescope is huge. So I wonder, would it be possible to deconstruct this and then just build a bigger nose cone on top of it? I'm not even sure if the rest of the rocket is going to be able to manage that. But you suggested it, and I guess it's worth a shot. Oh crap. 1 second. We need to go into research and unlock that. It's the Spacefarer module, and look at that, we can actually research that with just a little bit of applied science. Oh, that reminds me, you gave me an awesome tip how to save the rat bolts. At the moment we're collecting 100 rat bolts, but if we don't use them up, then of course some rat bolts are gonna be an overshot. And it might even be that we overshoot by 99 rat bolts, you know? So you suggested me, why not lower this down to 1 rat bolt? Because it's not possible. Okay, that makes sense. Never mind. But it would have been a great idea to just use 1 rat bolt. So I guess in this case we can also go down to 50 rat bolts. I mean, my duplicates are not at the risk of being shot this way. It should always land in here, and usually my dupes aren't there. So for now we're gonna set it to 50 rat bolts per shot. Also, I just see we forgot to hook up this light, and I would like my cable to go down below here, to be honest. That makes more sense to me. Check this out. Otto is now actually gathering water for the supercomputer. This is absolutely phenomenal. And hopefully they're also starting to build the pipe. Yes, indeed. Good stuff. Okay, what is next on our agenda? We need that new Spacefarer module. We need to make sure the stone hatchling farm is filled up and also exchange the gases there. I think I cannot quite reach the pump here, so we'll have to build a ladder. Jeez, I'm so glad once this is done. Okay then, I'm gonna wait for the research to be done, and then we can take care of the Spacefarer module. Provided it even fits on this tiny rocket. Right, so I never actually combined a big Spacefarer module with the carbon dioxide engine, and apparently it doesn't work. It says rocket requires space for an engine, or maybe it's just the ladders that are in the way, but I decided this is just the science rocket. What I would like to achieve here is get data banks back from space and maybe just explore a tiny amount with the telescope. So in this case, for now, it is gonna remain a small rocket just for exploration. And you don't worry, we are gonna get to the bigger rockets soon. But today I would like to at least launch into orbit and get some things done. Also, I'm now making sure to replace all the drywall with the wallpaper mod, and we're also gonna do that for some other modules. For instance, once I redo the entirety of the circuitry here, we're also gonna make sure we have some wallpaper there. Naturally, the farm here as well. And are you serious? I totally forgot to hook this up. Gosh, this is gonna drive me insane. But I think at least we're gonna be able to build that, and then we're gonna exchange the gases. Thankfully, the hatches will also survive in a vacuum. Also, since I just see that this unknown little piece here, you let me know that I might be able to steer a duplicant over there. Let's grab Otto here. And I want him to go on top of this tile. In order to achieve that, we need to build a ladder down below, so we can stand exactly there. Okay, inside of this rocket, I would like to conduct some research. We are gonna need the control station, but we're not gonna really need a bed. We might need a little bit of food, but as long as we curate it in the beginning, it shouldn't be that much of an issue. And later on, I'm gonna exchange even the science rocket here with something much better, with other than a carbon dioxide engine and also a Spacefarer module. So in the end, it's gonna be a little bit bigger than this module, but it's gonna allow us to indefinitely just stay in space and conduct our research without having to think about it too much. Right now, of course, with the small module and the limited possibilities, I will have to babysit it a tiny little bit. So let's have a look inside. We're gonna deconstruct the rocket control station first of all, and maybe we can just have it on top. Yeah, sure, why not? We built that right there. Then we'll have a plastic ladder going up here. This is gonna allow us to build something like a storage bin on the left side. For our oxygen production, we could either use an oxygen diffuser or we just use a little bit of oxalite. Now, I'm not sure how much I actually have. Do we have enough oxalite to justify using it? We have over 1,000 kilograms. I don't think it's gonna be worth it. We're gonna use up our algae instead. I might have to rearrange some stuff once I know just how much we need, but there we go, storage bin together with an oxygen diffuser. We're gonna need some airflow tiles here. This is still gonna allow us to actually get to the station. Yeah, holy cow, we barely have the space for anything in this rocket. I mean, considering we're still gonna need that science thingamabob. We want the orbital data collection lab, and it would actually still fit in here, but then we just don't have any other luxuries. On the other side, the dupe I want to send into space is gonna be Ellie, right? And Ellie actually comes with a really special trait that gives her plus 10 morale in space. So we don't really need a bed or good food, and she's still gonna be quite happy. At the bottom here, we have some gas in and outputs, and the same thing here on the top for the fluids. Though, I guess let's go with a power outlet. We're gonna need that, I think, right there. And I think conductive wire is gonna do for now. Now, I did not optimally use the space here. We still can do something else. Have something else here, for instance, and have something else there. But we're not gonna be able to fit a telescope in there. Why don't we just go ahead and start to build this, see how it goes, and what we potentially forgot. For instance, we could do a fridge right there. Why the heck not? Connect this with power as well. Now, we have quite a few things that require power, but on the other side, the rocket is also good with 2 modules and a solar panel on top of it. Great, so now we can take care of that, and soon enough we're gonna have our first flight doing some databank collection for future research. Right now, if you have a look at that, we already own over 100 databanks, not too shabby. But of course, in preparation for the future, this can be improved. Okay, looks like everything has been built. We're not gonna require that ladder, so potentially another space we can use here. And then I think I'm also gonna deconstruct this ladder for the sake of placing a mini gas pump. So we could have the mini gas pump right here, together with an Atmos sensor. Atmos sensor goes right there. We want to connect those 2 guys together. Let's get some iron. And then all we need is a gas pipe going out of here. Actually, we need more. We need a way to extract it out of the rocket. Allows gases to be pumped into and out of rocket storages. Yeah, let's go ahead and research that. It's even an easy research at this point. Also, I have not figured out how to rename the rocket yet. We'll have to look that up. I just don't know where. I did rename the platform though to Rocket Platform Science, so we know where we land. Another thing we can do is fill this up with algae. That's probably under organic, right? We want to make sure we always have enough algae to feed our oxygen diffuser. And then once we're ready to launch, we're going to fill up this refrigerator. Is it already powered? I think everything is powered. We are using up our power. It is nighttime. I just want to check whether or not 1 solar panel is enough, because we do have the space to stack a couple more. By the way, about the comments, please keep them coming. It is so motivational when I see participation from you guys, and it also improves the Let's Play. I'm just gonna go ahead and eat a little bit more so I can answer more comments. Okay, that's interesting. I don't think the solar panels are getting the same peak every single cycle. That might be something to observe. We just researched the gas intake and output fitting, and I totally misread that. What I'm looking for is to extract the gases out of the rocket platform. So back into research we go. There it is, rocket port loader and unloader. We actually already researched it previously, so let's just forget that happened. Considering we're gonna need that port, I might just make everything a tiny bit larger. Let's say up to this point. It could also be that we need an additional storage on the rocket. We'll have to figure that out, but I think I can just directly extract it and then maybe even put it back into the engine. Before I forget, I'm gonna grab a duplicate, send them over here. Let's see if that actually works, and thank you, it is gone. And we still didn't have to use the debug tools. I think just for the heck of it, I want to install 2 more solar panel modules. Let's make sure we craft about 400 more kilograms of glass. Okay, looks like we have enough space to actually place this. Let's get that hooked up to the platform. And I guess we could use the output either to feed the rocket again, but I think it's so insignificant that we're just gonna vent it for now. Little gas vent for you, and that's that. For the time being, I would say we're gonna make it easy on us with a heavy watt joint plate right there. And then we're gonna connect this. The Atmos sensor inside the rocket should not be an Atmos sensor, but a gas element sensor, so that's my bad. And look at that, radiation actually manages to go through here, giving us 164 rats a cycle. Barely safe. That is interesting, we'll need to keep an eye on our pilot. And also, yeah, look at that, we need plastic and power in order to produce data banks. So we need another storage bin for plastic. Wait a second, what if we replace this with an airflow tile? This would still allow the dupes to get on top of here and on top of there, and then we could replace these ladders here with a storage bin. I mean, right now it's probably not going to be the perfect layout, but while recording I just want to go with something that works, and then maybe I'm gonna refine it, and I'm also counting on you guys to point out a few things and maybe even potential designs you came up with. It's always good to get inspired this way. But now I also found a solution to get another storage bin with the plastic in the joint, and we're gonna try to get some data banks this way. Looks like soon enough we're ready to get this baby launched. I figured out why we did not have enough space for an engine, as they call it, but it's just, you know, the height limit a rocket can be depending on the engine. With a carbon dioxide engine we can only have a 10 tile high rocket, and this is what we already have. So I decided to remove one battery module, I replace it with a solar panel module and then an artifact transport module, which is also kind of sciencey. I figure power regeneration is more important than actually having a large storage. But yeah, I'm thinking as soon as I can get a bigger engine, we're also gonna have a bigger science rocket. One more thing we have to do for this gas rocket port unloader is to set it to carbon dioxide. So now that should be sucked out of any storage, which hopefully also is gonna be the storage inside of here. So one last thing, we want to store plastic in this storage bin, and then we're ready to go. Set this to carbon dioxide as well. And this way we'll be constantly pumping out the carbon dioxide. If we wanted to remain in space for a little longer, then I would just go ahead and wiggle everything around so we can store carbon dioxide within the pipes. And every time we land back on the planetoid, it's going to be pumped out immediately. Last but not least, we want to take with us, let's say, about 20 kilograms. I'm not even sure. No, 20 is too much. Let's go with 10 for now. And we're going to store our main food in here, gristleberry. Also, we need to make this a higher priority than our current fridge, which has priority 8. So I'm gonna go to priority 9 with this. But yeah, with that out of the way, I think we're ready to get our first rocket test launched. Water backup is at 70%. So good to know what's happening with my base. I want to hook up sensors like these to all of our storages. Every time I load the game, I actually see an overview of the status of my base. No pending deliveries. I think I might have gotten my priorities wrong here. Let's check the storage here at the bottom. Right there. Yeah, this should be 8. Also want to make sure they don't get the already stale gristleberries. We're just going to go ahead and compose them. Good. Looks like we're storing 20,000 kilocalories here. That is a little bit too much. Let's put this to 5 kilograms. Yeah, 10,000 kilocalories is much better. That would suffice for theoretically 10 cycles, right? But we don't want to do 10 cycles, we just want to make a test, see if everything works the way we want it to. Hopefully this visual glitch is going to fix itself. Our launch checklist seems to be good, just no pilot and no destination set. We have a range of 6 tiles, that means we can go 3 tiles before we have to move back. So let's go ahead, set our destination. That will be 1, 2, 3. We can potentially get a artifact from there. Or alternatively, we could also go to the orbit of this planetoid and check out its surface. But I kind of would like to also discover what's over here. Though I forgot if we actually have to analyze this with a telescope or if we can just travel over there. I guess we can figure out 2 things. Let's go for an artifact here and then see if some of these tiles get revealed. We also want to change this to crew and we want to set the crew to be Ellie. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. The rocket is already ready. We are just waiting for the pilot. Ellie is coming in and... Wait, we're beginning the launch sequence. 3, 2, 1, blast off! Woohoo! We did it! Got an achievement for that, and also looks like it's not getting incredibly hot. Yeah, it's just like 100 degrees or so. That's not bad at all. But look at all the carbon dioxide. We could just capture that again and feed it back into the rocket. But then again, carbon dioxide is not exactly a gas we're lacking. Let's have a look at Neptune. Check out Ellie. She just went to sleep right after the launch. Maybe during the launch. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, what I want her to do is actually unequip the suit here. Sorry for waking you up there. But yeah, the radiation might actually be really bad. Also, we need to check out the skills. We would like to see data banks created forever. And can Ellie already do that? I might have forgotten to give her the skill. Yeah, looks like Ellie is actually gonna do it. Doesn't require a skill anymore in the research department. It's because we're just collecting the data banks. We're not really analyzing them. Oh my gosh. Ellie is not doing well with the radiation. But check this out. This has always been my most favorite research machine. Just look how this thing is operated. I love it. There we go, we're getting the data disks. Now, I would like to observe Ellie. Absorbed rad dose are 40.38 rads. So I'm guessing we're just gonna make that trip over here, see if Ellie gets a rad sickness, and then once we build a bigger rocket, we can also think about solutions to mitigate that problem. But I would like the capability of sending Ellie to space for a long amount of time, also for exploration purposes in the future. Oh, I think we just went into a different tile. Yeah, look at this. Okay, we managed to get 1 tile. Now we need to get to the annihilated satellite. But what I meant to say, there is an artifact available we want to collect with our module there. And if we make our way back without Ellie dying, we might be well. Oh no, check this out. She's already got minor radiation sickness. Absorbed rat dose is 110 rats. I mean, what is the limit? We only went 1 tile. You have to hold out for a little longer. By the way, I totally forgot to mention, I know that I forgot the toilet. There was just no space in it, and I figured we can mop things up, and as long as we have enough pressure, there's also not gonna be any off-gassing. But now I'm thinking maybe we should send Ellie in here with a lead suit, or we should just upgrade to a different engine. It would just have been great to use the carbon dioxide engine for a while. But now I'm concerned for Ellie's health, and maybe a lead suit would have done the trick to slow this down a little bit. At least she gets to eat a little bit, okay? And with the starry-eyed trait, she also doesn't seem to realize she's suffering. Morale is high. Ellie made a mess. Yeah, we were expecting that. No problemo. Looks like we reached our destination. Wonderful. Now we just have to make our way out of here. And it seems as though the artifacts recharge after a while. My rocket kind of disappeared. I cannot target it anymore. And so that makes it difficult for me to fly back. Looks like we're almost home. Ellie is not doing extremely well. I'm gonna send her to the decontamination shower afterwards. But if I'm not mistaken, we should now be able to watch back here, and the rocket should be landing any second. No rocket platform present. Rocket platform is I disabled the building? How did I do that? Dupes, are you purposely sabotaging Ellie? Harold is doing it. Okay, and Neptune is actually coming back. Harold, I recommend you to get out of the way. Okay, good. Oh, thankfully. Now it's already set back to everyone. I'm gonna disable Ellie from here, and we also need to do some other things. For instance, right now I would like to bring my food back to where it belongs, or also clean up everything from the rocket, and the other things I guess we can just leave in here. Except Ellie, you now need to pick up the Atmos suit as well. She's gonna do that right away, and then she's bringing back the data banks. Good girl. The reason that is good is because she's gonna pass the decontamination whoa. Just out of curiosity, I wanna see what happens if I send Ellie over here without the Atmos suit. Maybe that's the reason she ignored it. No. Okay, I'm gonna figure this out off camera, let you know. What I want to do is also remove the artifact from here, so the next time we can actually analyze it. But yeah, I would say with that first successful flight out of the way, and a whole bunch more databanks in the joint, we're gonna wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave a like if you intended to do that. To wrap things up, maybe let's also hook up the pipe here, and then we can finalize this room, which of course means we don't want to pump things out anymore. But yeah, that just to wrap things up. Thank you so much for watching, have a great time, and see you soon. Bye bye.